Hi everyone, welcome to Website Maker. Today I'll be showing you how you can create a software company website like this. So I'll be showing you how you can create the headers and also a nice animation like this. And we also have like this pricing tables, right? And also we also have this client logos, and also we have this footer. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can do this. First, let's go to your dashboard and then click on this appearance and click on this theme, right? So we will be adding a new theme. So let's find this theme called Hello Elementor, right? And then click on this install and activate this. So once you activate this theme, you also need to install this Elementor, because we will need this Elementor to create a website, right? So just click on this activate plugin, and now we activate this. So let's click on this add new. We'll be installing more plugins. So let's find this plugin called Elementor header footer, and then click on install now, and we can activate this later. We'll be also installing the plugin element kit, right? So let's type element kit. So this one, right? So click on install now, and then now click on this install this plugin. So we'll activate both of them. So select both of them and then select this activate and click on this apply, right? Now we activate all our plugin. So what we need to do next is let's go to setting, and we'll change our permalink, right? And we'll change this to post name, right? Because we want our URL structure to be like this. And then now let's go to appearance and click on this menu. We'll be creating menu, right? So I'm just gonna name this main menu and click on this create menu, right? And then now we don't have any pages yet, so we'll have to use custom links to create this, right? So I'm just gonna name this home, and then I'll add another one. So I'm just gonna name this about, right? And then I'm just gonna name this features, and then solutions, and then this one is going to be pricings, right? And then last but not least, it's going to be talk to sales, right? So once we create our plugin, right, click on this save menu, save this menu, and then click on this Elementor header and footer, right? So we'll be creating our header. So add new, and then I'm just gonna give this a name header, and then I'll select this to header and display on entire website, right? And publish this. So once we publish this, we can click on this edit with Elementor, right? So we'll be starting to build our header here. So let's click on this, right? And then we'll have we'll actually have two column, right? I'm just gonna give the column width to 20. This is going to be for our logo, right? So I'm just gonna drag this and drop here, and then I'm just gonna give the company name, right? So it's gonna be tax company, and then I'm just gonna change the styling, right? And then color to black, and then the site to 26, and then the font to poppings, right? And then transform uppercase, right? And then now, so I wanted to add the colors for the company text, right? So we can do this by adding a little bit of CSS, right? So I'm just gonna do this spam, and then I'm just gonna add this styles, right? And then I'm just gonna get the colors to actually this colors that I have it here, right? Just gonna copy that, and then I'm gonna put that colors here. So now we have this colors, right? And then we'll be adding menu. So let's find the menu and then drop it here. And then now we have this main menu, the menu that we created, right? So I'm just gonna change this to right, and then I'm just gonna do a little bit of styling, change to black colors, and then I'm just gonna change the family font to font Roboto, and then the size to 15, right? Maybe 16, because 15 is a little bit small. So yeah, so once we are done with this, I'm just gonna do a little bit of this. So you can actually make your last menu into a button, right? Just click on that, and then now I'm just gonna change the styling of the button. I'm just gonna make the text color to white, and then I'm just gonna make the background to these colors, right? And then now I'm just gonna do the border radius to maybe 30, right? Or 25. I think 25 is okay. And then I'm just gonna do a little bit of padding here because I want it to be a little bit wider. So let's do the padding, right? Just give it like 30, right and left, right? So now this is okay now, right? And then now the company is not in the middle, so I will need to change this to the middle, right? So now just gonna change this to middle. So now we have this line, you know. Yeah, and then now we'll do this mobile responsive, right? And then I'm just gonna give the width of the column to maybe 70, and then I'll make this to 30, so that will have the same line, you know, the same row. I think I'm just gonna do this to 80s, and then this to 20, right? Because I want it to be a little bit more like on the right. So let me change this, right? Let me make this to right, it's already right, and then yeah, so let's make this to right. Now we have this, right? So I'm just gonna change the icon of the I'm just gonna change this to 15. I think this is more on the right, right? 20 is a little bit more space, so yeah. And then I'm just gonna change the icon, right? So just gonna use this icon instead, right? And then close icon, I'm just gonna choose this one, right? So now we have this cool menu here, right? But the layout is not cool, so I'm just gonna change the layout to this fly out. So it's gonna be like this, right? So I want the menu, I mean the layout to be like this. So you have to choose this layout, and then you can also adjust to make the text to be center, right? So I'm gonna change this menu item to center, right? So it's gonna be center like this. And then now I'm gonna change the background of that, right? I want it to be this color, so I'm just gonna copy this colors, and then I'm just gonna change the background to this colors, right? So now you have this cool colors, right? So now let's go back to our desktop view. The problem right now is because we changed that layout to fly out, so that's why it's look like this on the desktop view. So I think I'll have to duplicate this, right? I'm just gonna duplicate this, and then I'm just gonna hide one for mobile and one for desktop, right? And then I'm gonna change this back to horizontal, so as we have this, right? And then I'm gonna hide this for our tablet and mobile view, so that when you open it on your mobile you won't see it, right? And then I'm just gonna change this. Just gonna hide this mobile menu to desktop view, right? Something like this, right? And then now let's check our mobile. It's still fine, right? So it's okay on our mobile view, but now there's still a little bit problem here with the padding. So I'm just gonna adjust the padding a little bit here, right? Let's make it to 0. Still a little bit. So I'm just gonna make this back to top, right? The vertical align back to top, and also the same with this column. I'm just gonna change this to top. So now we have the same line, right? So now we are done with this header. Let's also check this mobile, right? So we have some problem here because we just changed this to top. So I'm just gonna change this to middle, and then this to middle, right? So now we have this in the same line, right? So now let's check on our desktop view. Yeah, it's still fine. So let's update this, right? And then now let's exit to dashboard, right? And then now we're done with creating our header. So I'll be creating our footer, right? So let's click on add new, and then I'm just gonna give this a name to footer, right? And then just gonna select this to footer, and then display on the entire website and publish this. And then now click on this, add this with Elementor, right? And then now I'll be creating our footer, right? So click on this, and then I'll give the inner section, right? We'll need to have like 4 columns. So just gonna duplicate this, and then I'm just gonna give the width of the column, right? I want it to be 32, and this one I'll just give it like around 23, right? And then this one's gonna be, yeah, let's just leave the rest like that, right? 22, and then the last one is like that. And now I'm just gonna do the same thing here. I'm just gonna add the logo, right? Just gonna put the text here. This is similar to what we did in our header, right? I should have copied that, but I'll show you again how we can add the CSS, right? So let's change the font to this, and then the size to 26, right? And then change this style, right? Now let's add this CSS, right? Click on this, just type this spam, right? And then type this slash spam, and then we'll give this the style, right? It's colors. Just gonna copy this colors to this colors, right? So now we have this right? And then now I'm just gonna add the text underneath this, right? Just gonna put a dummy text like this, right? And then now I'll be adding a new header here, the title. So just gonna give this a name to solution, right? And then I'll change this, instead of H2 I'm just gonna give it to H4, and then I'll change the styling, right? Let's make this bold, and then the transform this to uppercase, right? And then the size to 18. And then now I'm just going to change the colors to this colors, right? And then now let's find this list and we put it here. I'm just gonna add more text here. It's like a, you know, like a menu, right? Just gonna name this customer engagement, right? And then let's duplicate this, right? Just gonna name this, I mean, you can name this however you want, right? But I'm just gonna name this to branding, and then this one to marketing, and this one to development, right? And then last but not least is going to be marketing, right? And then I'm just gonna adjust this space between them. Just gonna give this to 8, and then the colors to black, right? And then just gonna get the font family to Permalinks and the size to 15, right? And then now I'm just gonna change this font to, right? Just gonna change this font to Permalinks, right? And then the size to 15. And now I'm just gonna copy this, and I'm just gonna do the same thing here, right? Just copy and paste here, and just gonna change this instead of solution, just gonna change this to company, and then I'm also gonna change this to, you know, the whole menu. Let's say about us, and then this one can be career, right? I think I spelled this wrong. Careers, right? And then this one is just gonna name this to blog, and then this one I'm gonna name this to services, and then this one I'm gonna name this to news, right? So now we have this, and then for our last column, just gonna name this, right? I'm just gonna copy this, same thing, right? And then I'm just gonna name this to contact, and then this one I'm gonna delete some of them, and then I'm just gonna give this to, I mean, this is going to be our email, so it could be your company emails, you know, right? And I'm just gonna name this info@techcompany.com, and then now I'm gonna add our social icon here. Social icon, right? Just gonna make this to circle, and then let's change the colors to our theme colors. It's gonna be this blue, I mean purple colors, right? And then let's change the size to maybe around 14, 13, right? And then now let's go to style this. I'm just gonna change the background to this colors, right? And then I'm just gonna adjust the padding a little bit. Bottom's gonna be 60, and then we'll also add another inner section here. We will be adding our copyrights, you know, our company. So I'm just gonna put it here, and then I'm just gonna copy this and put it here, and then I'm just gonna write this copyright at 2021 text company, right? This can be like alright reserve. So yeah, I'm just gonna name it like this. And then now I'm just gonna let's go to this style. I'm just gonna, not the box shadow, I'm just gonna give the border, like the top borders, right? Just gonna make it to separate with the others text, right? Something like this, right? So I'm just gonna change the colors a little bit lighter colors, right? So maybe something like this, a little bit darker, I guess. Yeah, this should be fine, right? So once we are done with this, let's check on our mobile, right? So on our mobile version is also looking good. So let's go back to our desktop and then click on update, right? And now let's go to your dashboard and then visit your site, and then you'll see now we'll have this header and footer already. So now we'll have to create our landing pages, right? Landing page for that. So it's going to be our home page. So I'll go back to this and click on this pages, add new, right? And then I'm just gonna name this to home because it's going to be our home page, right? And then I'm just gonna populate this and add with Elementor. And then just gonna change a little bit of setting here. Let's make page layout to Elementor full width. Right now we have this, and then now we just need to, add this. So let's click on this element kit. We have a ready-made, a pre-built templates. There are a lot of free templates, so that's why we installed this plugin. It's free. You can also use this free. There are a lot of free templates. So I'm just gonna use this template, right? Just install this. Insert this, and give it some time. It's gonna load the page, right? So now we have this cool, everything is you don't have, it saves you a lot of time, right? With this pre-built template, right? You can just adjust however you want it, right? So now we have this cool pages now, right? Just gonna show you, right? So now we don't have to make this from scratch, if you want to make from scratch, fine, but this is the easiest way to save your time, Yeah, I'm just gonna do a little bit of adjustment here. So I'm just gonna change this to contact us, right? And then let's scroll down. We have some problem with the padding here, so let me update this first, and then we can fix this, right? So let's visit our site, right? Let's see if sometimes it could be the catching, but this is not the catching. It could be some problem with the padding or something. Let's go to style, and then here, right, we check this position to center. It's not this problem. This could be this side, right? So try to play with this, right? It's not this one. So let's change the size to cover. I think, yeah, this should be covered, so like that, right? And then now on this, I'm gonna click on this and then do the same thing, right? Let's go to style, and then let's go to this side. Instead of auto, let's change this to cover, right? And then now we fix this problem. Let's update this, and then let's refresh our homepage here. And then now it's okay now, right? So now let's scroll down a little bit, and I'm just gonna this pricing table is cool, but I wanted to change a little bit. I want to add like the borders radius, let's go to style and then change the border radius to 10. If you have on it, you will see it, right? So now we need to add a little bit of this box shadow, right? I'm just gonna adjust the shadows, the box shadow, right? Yeah, let's do something like this. And then now we have this box shadows, but the shadow is really dark, so let me make it to a little bit lighter colors, right? And then now we have something like this, right? And then I am also going to adjust some of the margin here, right? The padding and margin, right? You can play with this. I want the margin on the right to have a little bit space, because right now they are like sticking together, so I wanted to keep a little bit space. So click on this, right? Give the margin already, so you click on this, and you can also give this this could be your margin or padding, you know, and give it to 10. So now we have this space between them, right? So I'm just going to do the same thing with this. Click on this column, right? Yeah, click on this column, and then just gonna give the padding button. Actually, it's not the button, it's the margin to right. Right, so let's give it to 10. Now we have this space between them, right? And then now I'll just need to adjust this style, the borders, right? I'm just gonna make this border to 10, right? So it's gonna be the same with the others. Right now we have this cool, it's look more like modern, right? So yeah, we're done with this. I mean, you can adjust how you want, right? You can try to play around with this, but I'm just gonna show you like this. So let me update this and then refresh this, right? And then now we have this cool right? And I'm just gonna change this URL, right? So we have to adjust something here. So let's go to setting, and then click on this writing or reading, right? And then you should always click on this static place and choose your home, right? Home page. And then when we click on this, instead of showing our URL to /home, right, it's gonna show like this when they visit your website, right? So now I think it's looking good. Let's check on our mobile, right? It's also cool. Yeah, that's this guy. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. There'll be a lot more tutorial coming up soon.